Head of RDC Secretariat, Nyabo tusangaire okubona the fraternity of resident district and city commissioners bwe mukola emirimu emirungi n'owekitiibwa president baba balabo ni batabani bo baweireyo the newly elected NRM leaders bwe mukola emirimu emirala ni national chairman wa NRM party bana mwena tusangaire okubabona Baba President Owewanga tusangaire okubona ebiyende Baba Isentebe wa NRM niwe otukuziza niwe otulabirire tusangaire okubona ebusoga tusangalire irala webale kwida ku lunaku lwange webale ino webalire irala nsangaire okubona abagenyi baife mwena abaidye wano olwaleero nsangaire okubona ab'ekika kyange abalwasira abakene community y'abakene ba NRM cadres ba mobilizers Nantebe ow'ekibiina chairperson National Women League nsangaire okubona sangaire okubabona mwena mbiti byaimwe speed ni pressure nene kubanga muli kuneerabiza ebintu kamaala aye mu byona tusangaire okubona ow'ekitiibwa president nibonabona abaidye okwaniriza tusangalire irala okubona mu kitundu kino abantu bano bakuli nonta era abantu bano babaire bakulindirire ibbanga lyona era nendo okwebaza nti olwaleero osoboire okwida ku mukolo guno ow'ekitiibwa president message yange nabaire njitegeike mu lulimi luzungu kubanga TV radios dona diri kutubona live mbaire nkusaba oikirize mu ngeri y'endawulo isobola okutuusa message eno nga bweri mu dakiika 2 ndakugiwumbawumba. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, National Chairman of the mighty party NRM, our Chief Patriot, our champion in the fight against HIV and AIDS, our hero in the fight of COVID, our freedom fighter, champion of democracy, champion of wealth creation, doctor of international philosophy, and fountain of honor on the African continent, retired General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. You are most welcome to BND. The Right Honorable Rukia Isanga Nakadama, Third Deputy Prime Minister and Minister without Portfolio and Woman Member of Parliament Mayuge, Honorable Minister of State Tourism, Honorable Minister of State Labor, Employment and Industrial Relations, Honorable Minister of State Lands, Housing and Development, Honorable Members of Parliament, the Archbishop of SDA in the entire Uganda and all the clergy present, the head of RDC Secretariat, Major Martha Simwe, the fraternity of resident district commissioners and city commissioners, the newly elected NRM leaders, OC5 chairpersons, National Chairperson Women Council, Obwachabazinga Bwabusoga, distinguished political leaders and civil servants at all levels, Dr. Nelson Msoba and your team, UPPC Executive Director and your team, USPC Executive Director and your team, all the people of God and the communities of Yende, abekika kyange abalwasira, Bakenye community, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, I welcome you to this Thanksgiving here at Iringa Township Primary School in Yende District. I also greet the people and leaders of Yende and appreciate their support for the NRM. I particularly thank the leadership and brethren of the SDA Church for their friendship and standing in fellowship to thank the Lord for my life. Your Excellency, I will straight away go to the point as to why we gather here today. Your Excellency, we gather here today to thank the Almighty God for giving me a second chance to life after going down with a life-threatening sickness and where you intervened to save my life. Bana ndikwebaza Presidenti okuba nti yayingirawo bwe nalumbibwa ekimbe eky'amaanyi n'asobola okuwonya obulamu bwange. Era Katonda ne yamukozesa. Ekyo n'ensonga lwaki ndi wano olwaleero. Your Excellency, the Bible teaches us to always be thankful in everything we get or do so, that our Father in heaven can see this and multiply our blessings. Buli lwe twebaza Katonda, Baba ali mu igulu asiima era yatwongera emikisa kamaala. Your Excellency, sir, I grew up in a humble and religious home. Because of this state of life, I developed a humble and meek character, growing through many hands of God-fearing individuals and persevering along the way. I therefore stand here to appreciate all those whose hands nurtured me, both the living and the departed. If it were not for them, I would not be here counting my blessings before you, sir. However, for the shortness of time, I cannot list all of you here, but bear with me for mentioning your contributions. Ndikwongera okutegeeza abayende nti nakulira mu maka amawomeefu era agatya Katonda, era amaka ago naganfiire kyendi, era n'okwebaza abo abanteeseteese okubona nti ekiseera ekitono kino kyembairewo msoboire okuba omuntu omuwombeefu kubanga ekyo nekikola kyange era omuntu atya Katonda. Your interventions shaped me into someone of substance, namely from an invisible girl to a public figure you admire. Olwokubanga nakulanga ndi muwombeefu era omuntu atya Katonda, ekyo kinambye ino okuba nti mwena musoboire okumbona era mwasobola okuneegomba. I thank God for enabling me to build and maintain my character and for not shaming you this far. Your Excellency and my guests, because of my character and resilience in mobilization, I was given an opportunity to engage in mobilization activities both in Busoga and other parts of Uganda. Olw'ekikula kyange kuba nti nakulibwa nakulanga ndi mukazi muwombeefu ate atya Katonda nasobola okufuna omukisa okuba nti abantu bangi baneetanira okunkozesa mu bintu ebyokukunga abantu mu mobilization wano mu Busoga nenda wa Busoga. For Busoga area, Your Excellency, allow me to thank the Right Honorable Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga, who trusted and engaged me in her political mobilization. Through political engagements and mobilization, I got a chance to meet with His Excellency, the President, who identified me from the many cadres because of my special appeal and commitment and the love I had for my country. Mukiseera n'ekirala nenda okwebaza mukaire waife mu ngeri ey'endawulo Right Honorable Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga eyasobola okunkozesa mu mobilization ya Busoga era ekyansobozesa n'owekitiibwa President okumbona n'asobola okunkozesa mobilization eya Uganda yona yona. He directed me to come up with a proposal to mobilize the lower earners under the umbrella of Soga Rural Development Association. I was later appointed Deputy RDC Busia, where I served a very short time. Your Excellency, you remember it was only 2 years. And in 2015, the President put me in his mobilization office at Imbuya, the office of the NRM National Chairman, where I deputized Honorable Moleka Mukama, the former PPS, to His Excellency the President. Mbaire ndikwebaza mukaire wange Right Honorable Rebecca Alitwala eyasobola okumbonamu ekitone nankozesa ate oluvannyuma omukulembeze nambona nasobola okuntuma emirimu egindi era n'aba mu office yeri political by then eyali ekulirwa omukyala gobeta Mole nawe Kamukama ate yamala n'aba PPS wa President. On May 8, 2016, His Excellency the President invited me for a meeting at Rachtura, where he informed me that he was planning to appoint me cabinet minister in a powerful docket. President yandeta makage twasobola okuba nibye twogera era yankoba nti alina plans edokunfula minister mu office ye. In our conversation, we discussed my educational background. At this point, His Excellency the President advised me to return to school, but he made promise to keep my ministerial position until I completed my studies. It was a challenging moment, but I was reminded of many great and successful names of leaders who returned to college. Owekitiibwa President yankoba nti nje nsome olw'ensonga editali ndala dendijo bakobera wansi wano era yansuubiza nti ekifo kyange ayida kinterekera oluvannyuma lw'okumala okusoma. I went back to school not because I did not qualify for the job at that time, but it was due to the mistake I made after my levels of joining an institution that was not affiliated to the UBTEP. Actually, it was as a result of this conversation that we realized this mistake. This is indeed an eye-opener to many parents who are not keen at the choice of the schools they make for their children. Some schools are not fully registered or affiliated to government bodies. Mu kiseera kino nga ndikwogera n'omukulembeze ow'eiwanga nasobola okumukobera ekiseera ekyo tikyategeeza nti nali nzirabuyegerese bumala ayo olw'okubanga diploma yange gye nali nina nali nagifuna mu institution eyali nga teri registered by government era owekitiibwa President yampa amagezi okwirayo okusoma. As a committed and focused person, I did not feel sad or dejected. I took Mzei's advice in good faith, and being a parent, he appointed me to be his personal assistant in his office at the same time senior presidential advisor during this time while I returned to school. President Ngabo ali muzaire era yanfunira omulimu ogundi ogutayida kuba kubibuzo kamala yanta mu office yeri personal era yanongeraku n'obukulu obwa senior presidential advisor. It was quite a challenging office for a new person like me, but through God's grace, together we delivered Mzei's victory. Mu kiseera ekyo tikyali kyangu omuntu omuyaka nga nze ate mwidukire nti byali biseera bya COVID. Aye Katonda nga n'omubezi waife twasobola okuleeta obuwanguzi bwa Mzei Museveni mu kiseera ekyo. Mzei, I did not disappoint you. I went back to school and now I am a proud owner of a bachelor's degree through your efforts, and yet I am also enrolling for a master's degree. I wanted to share this testimony to show to everyone that Mzei does not tell lies and is not selfish. Even as we read in the book of Genesis of the 10 Commandments handed by the Lord to his servant Moses. kyembaire ndigezaako era lwaki ndikwogera ekintu kino nti President ti mulimba era mukamwa ke muzira bulimba. Ebintu byonna byonna bye twayogera naye Oweekitiibwa President yabituukiriza era ebyo maze n'abifundikira n'ekitabo kya Bayibuli ekyaluberyeberye nga Katonda awamusa amateeka. I am one of those whom Mzee has groomed. When he appointed me minister in 2021, many people doubted my ability and competencies. However, to those I have worked with and those following the presidency in the last 5 years, I think there are many reforms registered. Indeed, performance of the presidency is undisputedly high. Ekyo nkyebaza kubanga Mzee bwe yampa omulimu guno abantu abasinga badautinga era balooza nti oba oli awo presidency agiise aye bw'oba okubye ettooki mu myaka 5 einuma n'isaawa eno presidency weeri mubonera irala nga performance ya office of the president eri waigulu ino compared ku myaka egy'einuma. I thank God that in the many scandals that have been registered in the country, where even intellectuals have been victims, your daughter Babalanda does not feature anywhere. I may not be rich, but I am contented with the chance you gave me to serve, and I promise not to disappoint you as the appointing authority. Baba scandals dibaire mu Uganda Kamala. I am scandals edibairewo okaali kuwulira ku scandal ya Babalanda. Era nkusuubiza nti oyinza obutagiwulirira ku irala. I also pledge the same to the NRM government, to all the Ugandans and the people of Busoga. Ekyo ndikisuubiza Abannayuganda mwena n'okusingira irala Abasoga banange bwe tuwangaala mu Busoga. I've been part of and have contributed to many initiatives of transforming our country. My only weakness, Your Excellency, is that I am not the type who goes around blowing my own trumpet, showing what I have accomplished. Your weakness, Your Excellency, njirina kubanga ndi omukulembeze atayidi kwemulisa okuba nti nemerera neneyogeraku buli kintu kyemba nkoze. This has helped me to survive the pull her, pull him down syndrome, which is one of the biggest vices in our country. I've been focused on my work and on my vision to transform my people. Oweekitiibwa President mbaire nga nfuba okubona nti nkola ekyo kyendimenti okukola n'okubona nga tukyusa ku bulamu obw'abantu. I don't believe in divisive politics, and I don't belong to any of the traditional or existing political camps. Ndikiririza mu kukolera awalala, so ti kumukwawulayawula abantu oba mu kampu eno oba mu kampu ere. Your Excellency, I adapted this leaf from you. You are a people's president. You are persuaded by the merit and substance of the individual and not their private persuasions. Kino olw'okubanga baba niwo ngulumiza ate nkoze niwe nakikopa kwiwe kubanga oli president w'abantu. Oli president w'abantu era oikeririza ino mu bukozi, so toba convinced oba tolimbibwalimbibwa na bintu bino ebiri private oba ebiri personal. Oikeririza ino mu bantu abakozi on merit oba mu kukola, so tibino ebintu ebyamangu ebisendebwasendebwa abantu. Some of the challenges that have deeply affected our country include greed, corruption, selfishness, and short-sightedness by some of our actors who incidentally are positioned to offer guidance. Ebizibu bye tulinaawo Oweekitiibwa President ebisinza okutuluma oba okutukosa n'abantu okuba nti bannakyemalira bakenuzi benda kukola bonka, beikiririzamu bonka n'okubonera okumpi. Mu bantu abo tubalina aye ate nga baweereibwa omukisa ogw'okuweereza n'okuyamba abantu baife. Indeed, some people forget that Uganda and NRM are bigger than all of us. We are just servants offering our contributions. Leaders come and go, but their effect remains, whether positive or negative. Twerabira ino nti ekibiina kya NRM kinene ino okusinga twena kubanga ife abakulembeze tulondebwa okukola ekitundu kyaife kubanga twidi nti leero tuliwo enkyo tuzirawo. It is therefore important that during our time we should register positive effect in order to leave behind excellent legacy for which we can be remembered. Kirungi ino nti mu kiseera kyaife wetuweereibwa obuyinza oba obuvunaanyizibwa okukulembera abantu oba okolera abantu, twandibaire tukole ekyo kye tusaanira okola nti niwe tuba tuviire mu bukulembeze tusobola okulekawo omukuululo gwe basobola okutwiduukiriraku. When God gives us chance to serve through Muzeeyi 7, we should utilize well our opportunities to transform our communities. We should not waste time and energy in petty fights and quarrels. Katonda bw'aba atuwaire omukisa okuweereza okubita mu baba waife ow'ekitiibwa President Museveni, tusaanire ino tukozesa omukisa ogwo bulungi tusobole okukyusa obulamu obw'abantu mu bitundu yetuba mu kifo ky'okumala ebiseera mu kulwanagana n'ebintu ebitatuyamba. It is bad for Muzeeyi to offer you an opportunity, and when your time is used up, you have nothing the world can remember about you. Kibino okuweebwa omukisa nga President n'agukuwaire okugukozesa aye ate ekiseera kyo kyomaze wakimala ng'abantu Abanayuganda oba n'ensi yona yona tibasobola kukwidukira. I've gotten the opportunity to serve, but I feel there is yet a big stumbling block stopping me from excelling in my service to change the lives of my people. I need to say that it is good to serve in cabinet as minister when you are a people's representative. When you are not a people's representative, but appointed directly to Parliament, you are an ex-official. And there are measured seasons that are passed in the House on which you are not permitted to vote. It is against this background that I took a decision to contest in Budiope West constituency. Owekitiibwa President mbaire ndikoba nti kirungi ino okutuwa obuweereza okukolera government mu cabinet nga ba minister aye ate wabaawo ensonga edikwetaagisa okuba ng'okulembera abantu oba oli mukulembeze ng'okiikirira abantu. Kubanga bw'oba tokiikirira abantu waliwo ensonga enkulu eino deweetaaga okukola niwe kiba kyetaagisa kuba kalulu aye olw'okubanga oba oli ex-official kiba kizibu ino kubanga akaluluko oba tosobola akakuba era toyikirizibwa kukuba akalulu. Excellency, following your guidance when you invited us, the leaders at your farm in Kisozi Gomba, I adopted your community empowerment program for Kisozi. Owekitiibwa President ng'abakulembeze watweta ekisozi okubona biki byolikolera abantu b'Egomba era ng'omukulembeze zeena nasobola okukopa ebyo bye watwetera okola ekisozi era zeena nabireeta ebiyende. On my part, I decided on a personal initiative to empower the communities with agricultural inputs and seed capital. I've distributed coffee seedlings, seed capital and chicks. I purchased a 10,000 capacity hatchery and I am distributing chicks to the community. Oluvannyuma lw'okujja Egomba Owekitiibwa President n'otutwala ng'abakulembeze tulina ebintu bingi bye twayiga era nga ndi omu ku bayiga n'enenda mbireeta ebuyende era ntandika okubikola n'abantu ab'ebuyende. Oweekitiibwa President natandika okugaba emmwanyi era abantu b'ebiyende bayidye nga bafune emmwanyi nga tubawa eka abandi abatasobola kusimba eka nga tubawa half acre. Nsoboire okufuna ekyuma ekyaluza enkoko era naaba nga ntandise okugaba enkoko era abantu betwasooka okuwa enkoko batunda ire enkoko kayibaira mu bagula abandi abafunanga enkoko ed'amagi bali kutunda amagi. Ku nsonga ya food security Oweekitiibwa President era njiire out of my small saving nga ngulira abantu ensigo okubona nti tuba n'emmere waka. Oweekitiibwa President ife ngene buyende bwotubona era buyende ebaire li hard to reach district aye twebaza obukulembeze bwo obwasobola okututuusa awalala n'abantu nti buti buyende niwo yende okuva ekamuli otuuka ebiyende dakiika 45 oba otuusa ebiyende. Oweekitiibwa President buyende eno twetaaga ng'abakulembeze okusomesa ino abantu betukulembera kubanga ndowooza nti mu Busoga nifo tukasinza okuzaala abaana abangi aye ate twazaala abaana nga tituli bateeketeeke bulungi. Weesanga ng'omuzaire tasobola na kugulira mwana omuwala sanitary pad, nga tasobola kugulira mwana kitabo, nga tasobola kugulira mwana uniform. Ensonga eyo yangema kwino Oweekitiibwa era naabona nti nze ng'omukulembeze kiki kyensoboire okola ku lw'abantu abadyope. Baba watwegeresa okuweereza abantu. Nasobola okuyigulawo foundation gye tweta Babalanda Foundation ng'eyo mwentoola akasente okubona nga namba omuzaire kubanga watuteerawo okusoma okw'obwereere okwa primary n'okwa secondary. Aye weesanga ng'omuzaire tasobola kugula sanitary pad. Ekyo kyangema kwino ng'omwana omuwala ate n'olugendo lwange nga bwe ndubakobeire nti luzibu. Natandika foundation eyo era nga ndi kukozesa foundation eyo tidda kwikiriza mwana muwala kutyama waka kubanga omuzaire tasobola kugula sanitary pad. Tidda kwikiriza mwana wa bulenzi kutyama waka kubanga omuzaire tasobola kugula uniform oba tasobola kugula pen oba tasobola kugula seti. Okubita mu foundation eyo tidda kusobola okuyamba abaana abazaire abo abatesobola. Aye ate mu kiseera n'ekirala ekiseera ekitono ky'emazzi eno bandaze nti bali benda okukola era benda ssente mu maka gaibwe kubanga bwe naleeta emmwanyi abazaire baanona emmwanyi mu bungi buli omu yatwala yasimba. Enkoko babaire badirwanira bulwanire nga buli lweleeta enkoko nembagabira badirwanira bulwanire. N'ekirala nti boona bali kulwanisa endala mu maka gaibwe. Oweekitiibwa President boona abo osiimye okubita mu foundation eno Babalanda Foundation niwe baba waife oyinza kutuyambaku. However, this kind of intervention can be done better when no one questions your intention, especially when it is twisted as a political move. This decision was done in good faith. It is for the good of our people and the fulfillment of my dreams. Your Excellency, unlike some religious leaders who are negative, our clergy in Buyende are supportive for the government programs and they are doing a commendable job for spreading the wealth creation gospel. Baba nendo okutegeeza nti
enoni Baba TV Obusoga bulayire.
Era ni wane Buyende wona programs zedo badidumbira obutafaanana kunga bitundu bindi ebitundu ebindi programs da government bwedida badimobilizing okubona nti abantu baife tiba participatinga. Nendo okusima baise ife mu Katonda olw'okwidumbira programs da government era NRM government dereseewo wansi w'obukulembeze bw'Oweekitiibwa retired General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Your Excellency, but because of this clergy working on a voluntary basis, They have challenges with the transport to move about. I therefore made the decision to purchase a few of them motorcycles. Bwenabona abakulembeze ab'ebuyende nga benda promotinga wealth creation n'okubuulira ekigambo kya Katonda, kubanga ekitundu ekirimu okutya Katonda tikibaamu bwizi bwa misango mu kulembera abantu abatali bayibi, abatali bakozi ba bikolobero, abendeza ensi yaibwe, abakolerera ensi yaibwe, niwe kiba kyetaagisa kufa bafiirira ensi yaibwe kubanga bali mu Katonda. Abakulembeze bayise ife mu Katonda bantegeeza nti buyende enonene aye okutuuka wansi eyo okola omulimo ogwa Katonda kibazibuwalira kubanga bazira ntambula. Ekintu ekyo kyangemaku ekitiibwa President, aye olw'okubanga ze nandi mu Kristaayo ate ndikwenda ekitundu kino kibe mu Katonda, kitye Katonda. Out of my small saving owekitiibwa President nasobola okugulirayo ku bayise ife mu Katonda motorcycles. Ekitundu kino kinene ino nasookera ku bababa baife abaisiramu era mpolampola nga nsavinga n'abagulira motorcycles ina okumala ku constituency yona yona. Bwe navaawo nayira ku bayise ife abakatuliki era bona olw'okubanga ekitundu kinene ino era bona n'abagulira motorcycles ina. Bwe navaawo ndize ku bayise ife abaprotestanti olw'okubanga enfuna yange neeyo ate ebizibu ebiri ebiyende biri kamaala abo nkaali kugula, nkaali kugulira abaprotestant, nkaali kugulira balokole, nkaali kugulira ba Seventh Day. Owekitiibwa President bona abo osiimye niwe idi bonangemeraku. Your Excellency, for the fisher folks, we are adopting alternative livelihoods to support them. I invited the State House team that is doing research in this area. It is led by Ms. Sylvia Nachiwulo. They have done a commendable job in Buyukwe district where they have distributed fish fingerlings, chicks, piglets and heifers. Owekitiibwa President, bw'omala okutukyalira commemoration of World AIDS Day n'okuba nti oli kujja kwira mu kitundu kino, olina tiimu yo gy'oli kwenda oleete mu kitundu kino, nze tyalinda n'asobola okutuukirira tiimu y'erikola e Buyukwe ng'erikola omulimu ogw'ettendo, ng'erikola omulimu omulungi n'abatuukirira okubona nti baida ebuyende basobola okulingirira ekitundu nga bwe kiri, balingirire enanda daife, tuleme kulingirira nanda yonka, tusobole okuba n'alternatives okubona ng'emirimu gijja mu maiso. Era tiimu eneebaire wano mu buyende ng'eri kulingirira ensonga edo. Bona abo osiimye owekitiibwa President, nsaba nti bwe banaaba baviire e Buyukwe, nsaba baide e Buyende, twena batugemereku tube nga tukola ekintu n'ekirala ekyo. Your Excellency, it is recorded in the book of St. Luke that Jesus performed several miracles where he healed the sick, the lepers, and those with demons. But specifically in chapter 17, verse 17 and 19, Jesus wondered where the 9 people he had healed went. Only one returned to thank him for the wonderful experience of healing. Kyembaire ndigezaako mu kitabo kya Luka essula 17 oluniriri 17 ni 19, Yesu we yakoleranga ebyamagero kamaala omwali okuwonya abaaliku emizimu, abagenge n'abandi kamaala. Aye bwe tusoma essula eyo tubonanga muntu mulala yenka neyasobola okwira okwebaza Katonda olw'ebyo byamukoleire. The Lord has done me great things, but there are some I cannot forget. In the year 2021, like many others, I almost lost my life to COVID-19. Nonetheless, through the generous interventions of Mzee Museveni and his unending guidance, many lives were saved. Your Excellency, bwenkweta our hero in the fight of COVID, mbatiri kusaga, kubanga then I was a victim. Niwe baba, era niwe hero waife, owasobola okuwonya abana Uganda ekimbe kya COVID-19. This was the time the entire world had been gripped with a state of fear of death. The disease killed anyone, whether black or white, rich or poor, educated or uneducated, etc. And the enemies of the world and the economies of the world collapsed. When I fell ill of COVID, it was indeed a very tense time in my life. By the time Haji Chirunda Faruk, buli muntu gwe ndijja kusoma kunda kumwetaide wano kubanga ni hero wange ow'olunaku lwa leero. Haji Chirunda Faruk picked me from a healthy facility in Mukono. I was sleeping into coma. I did not follow of what was going on. I only resumed my senses when I found myself at Mulago Hospital surrounded by my sister Alice Nalumu. Yet this was the period Muzei named me Minister for Presidency. I battled the virus, but it had weakened me so much. Indeed, this was visibly manifested when I appeared for the swearing-in ceremony. Abali omwidukira bulungi bwe nali nga ndijo okuswearinga in bwe nali ndi kuyisa ndowooza mukidukira bulungi. Nevertheless, I had to proceed and receive office in that state, but immediately returned to hospital. I was indisposed for another 6 months. However, due to the Lord's mercy, it was only my physical presence that was missed. The office continued operating normally. At this juncture, I wish to commend Haji Yunus Kakande, the Secretary Office of the President, Haji Chirunda Faruk, for standing in the gap. Human Resource, Herbert Atwaire, Major Martha Simwe, and others. I can say this was a trying time and probably my lowest ever in life. Why? It is because I could not imagine that Muzei had promised to offer me a position in 2016, and here I was immediately after getting the good news of naming me minister. I was instead fighting for my life in the hospital. Kiseera kyali kizibu ino kubanga nali tidukira nti ne Muzei yali ansuubiza okumpa obwa minisita kubanga ekimbe kyali kiri kumbalambirizi era nali ndi mu ddwaliro ng'ebyo tikabitegeera. However, looking back, I can say that it was entirely my fault to fall in the gap of COVID-19. I actually learnt a lesson. Muzei had since in 2019 taught to observe SOPs and to avoid any careless touches, but when I received the good news, I forgot the SOPs and allowed the people to access me all over. They came with the disease and it nearly cost my life. Muzei nga amaze okumpa obwa minisita, abantu baide okunsanukira ku Kamala, abantu bampa hugs, aye nga ate nerabire nti kiseera kya COVID, ate president yali yatwegeresaira okwerinda oba okuba nti twekuuma ebimba ebifaanana oti n'ebyo. Aye olw'okubanga nali musanufu ino tyabiddukira ebyo, abantu bangi baide okundozaayoza okwikaikana nomwaidiramu n'abalina ekimbe kya COVID era kyangema. If it was not God's mercy and the interventions of Muzei, I would have died of COVID. Indeed, blood clots were already sighted in my veins and it was getting to be very bad. Ngoli tiyali President Museveni kubanga yafaayo ino yantumira abantu okubona nti banambula era bwe babona nga kiremye yasalawo okusala amagezi agandi okubona nti ntwalibwa kuliya nsobole okwidandabwa. Yet this was the time I had just gotten appointed I had no much capacity and we were still in lockdown. Fortunately, Mzee met all the costs of treating here and abroad. Oweekitiibwa President, nenda okwebaza nti wafaayo ino okundidandabira wano ni kuliya kwa Uganda. At this point, I wish also to thank my sister, Senior Presidential Advisor, Princess Pauline Nasolo. Buli gwendi kusoma kundi kwendayidde wano mu maiso, Oweekitiibwa President yamubone bw'anaaba asiimye afuna ekifaananye ne bahiro bange. Prince Pauline Nasolo and my blood sister Alice Nalumu, both of whom abandoned their homes and stayed at my bedside to nurse me during this time. I also thank Lieutenant Brigadier General Nareiso for being in constant touch with us. Mr. Habib Seruwaji, Major Martha Asimwe, Mrs. Miriam Karugaba, buli gwendi kusoma nsabaide wano maiso, Mrs. Miriam Karugaba, Mrs. Karen Kayonga, Mr. Thaire Abbott, Mr. Sadat Chisui, and several others who played a great role in saving my life. Therefore, I stand here today to be one of the 9 who were healed. My thanksgiving today is not focused on my political achievements, but it is thanking the Lord for giving me a second chance to life. Oweekitiibwa President, ndogera abantu kamala, abo bona baali tibasula mu maka gaibwe, aye nga bafaayo buli kaseera okubona babiri emmere Babalanda asiibye atya, asuza atya, eddagala alifunye. Balikubeeta Oweekitiibwa President alikubeeta kubanga abo bonna baaliwo okulwange. Miriam Karugaba aboneka tasoboire kwidda, aye oyo yafaayo ino okubona nga buli kaseera anambula eddagala alireeta okubona nga obulamu bwa Babalanda bwire engulu. Nenda okusiima bahiro bange abo Oweekitiibwa President mu maiso go kubanga iwe okwongereza kwiwe bye wakola bona baaliwo okulwange. I desired for this event some time ago. I desired for this event some time ago. Indeed, Mzee elected the former PPS, Dr. Omona, in 2022 to arrange for it, but due to a busy schedule of the President, it did not happen. Your Excellency, I thank you very much for fulfilling your promise to be the chief guest while I make this Thanksgiving. I am deeply grateful for your coming because God passed through you to save my life. I did hold the event for my political Thanksgiving some time ago, but this particular one is to specifically appreciate God and you for your input in saving my life. I also thank my husband, Pastor Samuel Babalanda, for being a father and mother during the time of my indisposition. I thank the people of Biende for standing with me and the leadership of the district for supporting my development initiatives. Nendo okwebaza abantu b'Ebiende, nendo okwebaza abantu bonna n'omwami wange omusumba Babalanda eyafuuka maama, baba, mu kiseera ekyo we nali nga nzira kye nsobola kukola. N'okusingira irala okwebaza President Museveni. Baba Katonda yakozesa iwe okuwonya obulamu bwange. Nkwebaza ino webale okwenda muwalawo. Finally, Sir, Your Excellency, I chaired a sub-region meeting of NRM leaders on June 3rd, 2025 at Jinja City Hall, where the leaders requested that for seniority and continuation of clear-headed leadership and for the steady transformation of our region and the entire country, you kindly accept to contest at the forthcoming NRM Delegates Conference as the NRM National Chairman and NRM Presidential Flag Bearer 2026-2031. Awo wendi kobera baba nti bwe nakyalinga meeting engenda kuda omwezi 3 omwezi ogw'omukaaga twali ku Stay Hall n'abakulembeze bonabona ababusoga era abakulembeze basaba nga bakwegayirira nti bali kwenda obenga oli candidate waibwe okwemererawo nga chairman w'ekibiina kya NRM mu Uganda yona yona bwe tunaaba tugiire mu Delegates Conference. Ate n'ekindi bamala bakoba nti bali kusaba oyemererewo nga president wesimbewo nga president ow'eiwanga Uganda omwaka 2026 2030. Awo wendi kusabira bwe babanga bantuma eiroboozi eryo ndituseyo oli ow'ekitiibwa mundeetere boodi eyo bayisentebe ba NRM ababusoga yona yona basayininge akabonero akalaga nti bayikiriza ow'ekitiibwa president ayemererewo nga national chairman w'ekibiina kya NRM ate era nga president ow'eiwanga erya Uganda. I thank you, Your Excellency, for coming and wish everyone bodi mujirete bayisentebe ba NRM bona baide basayininge akabonera akalaga nti busoga yona yona ikiriza ow'ekitiibwa president. Baba bwana basiimye okusayininga aida kusayininga aye bano bayisentebe balijja kukiikirira president kubanga batyo bwe bakola emirimu mu kibiina kya NRM. Bayisentebe ba NRM bali kukiikirira districts daibwe eda Busoga yona yona yebaviire. Bayisentebe n'ebirirano district sedirira ndi kubona ow'ekitiibwa Kalangwa okuva e Kayunga, ndi kubona LC5 chairperson ow'e Kayunga, women leaders mwena abakulembeze babakyala ow'ekitiibwa president nenda okutegeeza nti abadyope basiima mbe chairperson waibwe owa women league mu district ey'Ebuyende era ninze nantebe akulembera abakyala mu district ey'Ebuyende. Abakyala abakulembeze abali wano district sidonadone da Busoga n'emirirano wa Busoga mwide mukiikirire abakyala nga mukoba nti mwikiriza president mu Busoga yesimbewo nga national chairman waife ow'ekibiina kya NRM. Buyende district ow'ekitiibwa n'omukyala ninze zena ndakwida nsayininge kubanga ninze omukyala akulembera abakyala mu Buyende. Kamuli district mukaire waife right honorable Kadaga azirawo aye ndibona omukyala Masitula uyo agiire okusayininga kulwa mukaire waife. Idinda Jinja district, Jinja city, Mayuge, Iganga, Luuka, Bugweri, Namtumba, Kaliro, Bujiri, Namayingo. Bara DCs bwe tukola emirimu ensonga eyo mugibona mutya Nenda okwebaza baba kubanga bwe wabaire oyogera ku area iwanga lya Uganda mu State of the Nation address ndi kusiima nti mu nguudo doli gyokola mwabairemu n'oluguudo lwaife olwa Kamuli Bukungu. Twenda okusiima era baba bonna aboyogera mbaire nkusaba ensonga eyo ogiteeku ino eisira. Baba nsaba oikirize obwire bukugireku aye nze bankuzanga bwenkobye nti bankuza bulungi mpa abakulembeze ebitiibwa wakati mwife waliwo mukaire waife third deputy prime minister leka amusaba akwete aide akulamuseeko era akwete oide oyogere eri ewanga. Mwebala okumpuliriza mwebalire irala nsaba omukama abampeera omukisa. NRM oye! NRM juu! Kaguta oye! Museveni oye! Museveni paka last! Ate Babalanda! Mwebale ino, mwebalire irala.
Some of Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, my colleagues, honorable members of Parliament, colleagues, my ministers, bana mbalengeire awo nga tuli n'omugole waife Honorable Babalanda atyamiza n'olwaleero omugole webale ino webalire irala obugalo obubwo. Honorable ministers present, honorable members of Parliament, religious leaders, NRM leaders and opinion leaders, RDCs, the Busoga Kingdom Royals, baliwo wano, Busoga Consortium yona eriwo, abami n'abakyala in uniform, ndakoba nti mwena abasoga, abami n'abakyala, mwena tubalengeire bana muliyo. Muzeeyi abeewo. Ebigambo byange tibiri kujja kuba bingi. Bandeta Nakadama Rukia Isanga, ndi member ya Parliament omukyalo okuva Mayuge, ate nga muzeeyi bwe yasiima yakoba ati obwa Deputy Prime Minister owokusatu aida kuva mano ebusoga. Mukyala Babalanda tulikwebaza nti webala okola omukolo guno omulungi ino era tulikwebaza nti webala okweta muzeeyi okuyidanga n'olwaleero. Ensonga yange eri ndala muzeeyi ye ndikwenda okukobera nti okuyidako okutukoze bulungi ino era twenda kukutuusa kukwebaza nti webale okusayininga ekiwandiiko ekyebikaado kyewali wakasayininga enakwedo mu State House ng'otyamiza abanabikaado ng'ate abali basinga mu bungi bali ba Busoga. Webale ino, webalire irala. Twenda kwebaza baba nti webale okuyikiriza University ya Busoga yabanga yona eri kujja kutandika mu kisanda kino era twatandise okikolaku abasoga basanufu olw'okubanga Busoga University eri kutandika eri tuwa emirimu abaana olugendo likuba lwakumpi n'ebisigayirewo bingi. Bana mukikubira engalo President Museveni baba waife yakiikiriza. Egenda okusembayo sebo owekitiibwa baba President nenda kukobera nti mbaire ntambula nibagalabo nibatabanibo okuva mu State House nga tutambula ku lubalama olw'Enanda era nga ku lubalama olw'Enanda okwo tubaire tutunda programu yo yetuli kuguza abantu ey'okufuna alternative livelihood kubanga baba abaana kumbali eyo bali kulira beetaagayo ekinaabayiza emitima ekyo tubaire tutambula nibagalabo nga muno muli Silivia n'omukulu w'ensonga eyo Silvia era n'omuzeeyi akubone nga niwe omu ku baana abo abava mu State House betukola nabo emirimu tutambwire ebuyikwe embayireyo n'atambula twaja ku bizinga eby'emayuge twatambula twaja ebugiri tuli kutambula n'ebizinga ebindi byona byona oba landing sites nga tuli kunoonya alternative livelihood muzeeye programu eyiyo eyokuba nti abantu baife tubayiza emitima tuli kusaba Your Excellence nti programu eno giteekwa amaani ekintu kyoli kubona ngano ti kitono aye ekintu ky'ebyenanda kinene ino twetaaga tuyiza abantu emitima gyabwe nenda kusembyayo nga nebaza Sylvia, you go on the other side so that Mzee can see you. Your Excellency omwalo oyo namukobera kwena kwetali dawala aye walinga yesebo sebo nekisembayo twenda kwebaza program erikulirwa mugala wo yo daughter Jane Bireche okuva mu State House eya Industrial Hub. Baba abantu basanufu kubanga eiziza abantu okubona nti basobola okufuna ebyokutondawo emirimu gyabwe bene basanufu okutolaku nti tukoba ntuongeremu kuba ebifo bikali binene waire nga twasalawo nga cabinet nti kakibe mu regions aye distance ekali nene okubona nti abantu betanira bona programu eno enabasobozesa okufuna ekibayise sente munsawo okulwanisa obwavu aye nga tukwebaza nti webale ino webalire irala batabani bona basanufu nibagalabo olw'emirimo gyogire ng'otukolamu ng'abasoga n'ebigambo ebyo Your Excellency nera kutwala mukisa guno okweta oido oyogere eri obusoga Museveni abeewo Kaguta oye Babalanda oye Buyende oye Busoga oye Uganda oye NRM juu NRM juu. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
Abasoga koideyo abasoga muriyo muremyo kuogana muri adule. The right, somebody translate for me. The Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister,
Deputy Prime Minister of Uganda, Third Prime Minister,
the ministers,
Ministers abali wano,
members of Parliament,
member of Parliament mwena,
district and NRM chairpersons,
district NRM chairpersons,
all the other leaders,
abakulembeze mwena abali wano,
and the people of Buyende and Busoga.
N'abantu ab'Ebuyende ni Busoga okutwalira awalala.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank God for the life of my daughter Mire Babalanda.
Ndidi wano kwebaza Katonda kulwa mwala waife, mwala wange Mire Babalanda.
You heard how her life was in danger.
Mwawulira nti obulamu bwe bwali mu kabenje
because of corona.
Olwa corona.
When she was appointed a minister,
ngate akalondewa kuba minister,
she got excited.
Yafuna ekiniginigi
yachamukamu and started embracing all people.
Yatandika okugwa mu kifuba mu bantu bona
and she got corona.
Yafuna obulwaire obwo.
Nalimba kobere bya corona, nalimba kobere nti mwewale tumusemberera abantu.
Ekyo mukiwulire banange.
Aye byenkoba tumubifaku.
Nga president yabakobera nga ebindi abandi nga tumubifaku.
Kati oyo mwana yajja corona mu kuchamuka.
aye muwala we mukuva mu isano eryo eyatola corona.
But God stood with us and her,
olw'ensonga eyo
and she survived.
yasobola okubaawo olw'obuyambi yafuna okuva eri baba we.
You know, a number of our people died because of that corona.
Mukiidi bulungi nti abantu bangi baafa olw'obulwaire obwo bwa corona.
My elder brother Chirunda Chivejinja died because of that.
Ni horayo Chivejinja mwidukya nti yafa ku lwekyo.
Kisamba Mugerwa.
N'abandi.
So we thank God for Mariam.
Twebaza Katonda olwamire nti ye yawona, Katonda yamuwonya era aliweereza eggwanga.
Babirye has been a good leader.
Babirye abaye mukulembeze mulungi.
A mobilizer of the NRM.
Mobilizingira NRM, olw'okumakuma abantu ku lwa NRM.
I found her here with the women group in Busoga here.
Yamwagana ano n'ebibiina eby'abakyala mu Busoga muno.
That's how I came to know her.
Niyo engeri gyatandika okumumanya.
Now, in the mobilization and in the politics,
mu byobufuzi,
you just need to be clear, all of you Ugandans.
Mutekwa okumanya ekituufu imwe na mwena Uganda.
Because part of the problem is that people mix up issues.
Ekizibu ekiriwo nti abantu bakyankalanya ebintu, batabulatabula ebintu.
Whenever I get a chance, I advise you.
Era buli ofuna omukisa agezaako okugaidinga abantu, okugalagira abantu.
Especially about the 4 words.
Naddala ku bintu ebina bino.
Development, what we call enkulaakulana in our local languages.
Ebya enkulaakulana.
That development means things which concern all of us.
Enkulaakulana kitegeeza ebintu ebitugema ku twena.
The roads,
enguudo,
the health centers,
amalwaliro.
You heard how the children here were reciting in the poem that everybody has got a cell phone.
Ngabi nebyamasimu ng'abaana baliko bantu muntu alina esimu.
Electricity,
amasannyalaze,
schools,
amasomero.
These are development.
Ebyo byonna biraga nkulaakulana,
which is for us.
Ebyo byonna nga byaife twena.
But you can have enkulaakulana,
tuyinza kuba n'enkulaakulana,
but you still remain poor.
Twaba n'enkulaakulana nga iwe mwere ng'omuntu okali mwavu.
I have been telling you whenever I have a chance.
Era abalala bakobera buli lwafuna omukisa.
In 1965,
okuva mu 1965,
we came from Ntare.
Ng'akaali Entale.
We were going to Teso College.
Baali nga bajja mu Teso College.
And also Sir Samuel Baker Gulu.
Ni Samuel Baker.
To play cricket.
Nga bajja okuzaana cricket. Omuzaano gwa cricket.
From Barara all the way to Soroti, the road was tarmac.
Okuva Mbalala paka eyo lwali nga lwa kolansi.
Up to Soroti.
Paka Soroti.
1965, it was already tarmac.
Ogwo gwali mwaka 1965.
From that time, we have retarmacked that road a number of times.
Okuva kiseera eyo oluguudo olwo baali lwoyirirwanga muno okuteebwa kolansi mirundi mingi.
Even in our time, we have done it like 2 times.
N'ebiseera bino nga NRM n'emuyinza nga President n'emuyinza bakalukola emirundi 2.
But even today,
paka buti,
if you go, you will find some poor people near that tarmac road.
Era niwotambula ku luguudo olwo paka buti yoyaganako abantu abaavu ku luguudo olwa kolansi.
So you ask yourself,
awo weebuuliza,
if tarmac road brings prosperity,
awo weebuuliza nti oba oluguudo luleeta enkulaakulana,
Oluguudo lwa kolansi.
Oluguudo lwa kolansi luleeta enkulaakulana.
How is it that for 60 years poor people are near the tarmac road?
Lwaki emyaka mpegaano nkaaga abantu abali ku luguudo lwa kolansi mukaaliwo abaavu?
So that's why we say please.
Kyova mzee abakoba nti mpegaano abeegayirira.
In addition to enkulaakulana,
ng'oweegayiseeku ebyenkulaakulana,
add another word.
Taako ekigambo ekindi.
Obugayiga, wealth.
Obugayiga.
The bugayiga is personal to you.
Obugayiga buba wenka ng'omuntu, bugema kuye ng'omuntu.
The same with obwavu.
N'obwavu bugema kuye ng'omuntu.
Enkulaakulana yeife.
Development of enkulaakulana yona yaife twena.
But poverty and wealth are yours.
Aye obwavu n'obugayiga bubwo bwange ng'omuntu.
So please be clear about this point.
Ensonga eno mugyetegereze bulungi mpegaano.
We don't want poor families.
Titwenda mu igwanga mpegaano kuba na families endavu.
Zitumenya.
Families endavu ditumena.
Because you need to do everything for them.
Lwakuba buli kintu olina kubakolera mu ifo beno okwekolera.
When in fact if they were doing things for themselves, then we would save the money to do other things.
Ate singa baye bekolera bene ebintu esente dodandi bayirenga dikola ebintu ebindi bo lwakuba basobola okwekolera bene.
I'm therefore very happy
mpegaano musanufu
to know that
okubona nti
Mire Babalanda,
muwala we Mire Babalanda,
when she came to Kisozi, she got my message.
Bwe yayidde ekisozi message yatula ekisozi yagitwala nga nkulu ino.
I can show you on the team here.
Alina okubakobera.
I can show them.
Ayinza kubalaga.
One of the young boys, one of our ministers, Byamukama.
Omu ku bavubuka owa minister gwebeta Byamukama.
Who came like Babalanda.
Eyayidanga nga muwala we Babalanda bwe yajja.
And I advised him to go to Kisozi and see what I was doing there.
Era yamuwa amagezi okujja okubona byali akola nga ye president abe ku Kyayiga.
He can show you what he did from that time if you can show Byamukama.
Okuvaawo Byamukama asobola okubalaga byakoze byayiga ng'ajjira okukyalira president waife Museveni.
Do you have the
yali yayinza okulaga ekyo president kyali kwenda okulaga ebyaba Mukama kikire abali kuwona entimba eddire mulinga entimba eddire kyebali balaga.
No, let him talk. Let him talk. We are not hearing words. If the sound of Byamukama is not coming, you show us Joseph Ijara of Serere.
Oba Byamukama abalozi gali kuvaayo waliwo Joseph Njala wa Serere yeena yaliwo ekyayiga kye tuyinza okwegera ku wano. balamuwulirise amaloboozi
addition, we produce yogurt and pack it, tin it for the market. This project started 11 years ago after an inspiration from His Excellency, the President of Uganda, when he had come here and he was teaching people about the 4-acre model. He was having a rally in Soroti, and that time I was working as a taxi driver. I was doing that master business in Soroti. So when I heard this, when I heard he was around, I crossed to go and listen to this story. And he was talking about a 4-acre model, how to improve household income. So when I came back, I was fired because I delayed there and the taxi came full. And the guy said, you go and eat those ones that you had. But I had already this land, 2.5 acres, but I also had local chicken here. But after hearing that, I got inspired to put more effort on raising this chicken. So I raised the chicken to a tune of about 100 of them. Then I got a small incubator. That was about 4 eggs. So I used that incubator for multiplying my local chicken farm. Eventually I was having 1,500 local chicken around. I was very famous for local chicken. So but then local chicken were not answering my day-to-day needs. So I decided to translate it to layers. In Taifa farm we have 10,000 layers, which give me about 310 trays per day. And each tray goes at price of 10,500. So approximately 3 million, about 3 million shillings a day from the eggs that we get. Of course, it varies depending on the cost of the feeding, but at least a half goes for management, a half goes to our pocket as Taifa. So after selling the layers, that money I invested it on dairy. I started dairy with the 4 cows. But you know, I have multiplied very fast because I'm using AI. I have my own semen bank here, so I do artificial insemination. And then I also got a vet who was able to train some of us here with the veterinary knowledge. I think he's even here, that gentleman there, our vet. So the cows that I'm going to show you are cows that are bred from Taifa farm, that produce, my highest produces 36 liters per day, and my lowest is at 20 right now, each cow. So 36, between 20 and 36 liters per day. And they all have names. I name them according to
that Joseph Ijara,
omwami oyo,
he had the message I'm telling you now.
yafuna message eno baba yali tuwapesa weno
In 2012,
yagifuna mwaka 2012.
he was a taxi driver in Soroti.
Yali driver wa taxi e Soroti.
But when he had my message of the 4 acres model, because we have been talking about 4 acres model from 1996 manifesto.
Bwe yawulira message eya eka eina, model ya eka eina, yatwa seriously wakuba ekintu kino baba yakyogera kuva 1996.
He had only 2.5 acres at home.
Yalina eka 2.5 zonka.
He went back
yaja
and started those chicken for eggs which you saw.
Yatandika n'okulunda enkoko ezo detubweinaawo n'okuwulira.
He is now selling 310 trays per day.
Era atunda tray 310 buli lunaku.
And getting 3 million shillings per day.
Era yafuna $3 million buli lunaku.
Then he also went into cows.
era yatandika amala yaja okumukulunda ente
in the 2.5 acres.
mu eka 2 n'ekitundu.
Now he's selling like 320 liters a day.
Pega atunda liters 302 ez'amata buli lunaku.
And now together he's getting more than 1 billion shillings a year.
Mpega ano yafuna esente ediswika billion ne milioni 10 olunaku omwaka. Akawumbi nako bilioni eba milioni 10.
And when he removes the cost,
era yajja mu nte n'enzungu,
when he removes costs,
ng'atwere ku dasansanya,
he remains with about 800 million shillings.
Asigazaawo emiliyoni nga 8 ng'atwere ku byasansanya byonna.
So the second word in our message is very crucial.
Ekikale ekigambo kino ekyokubiri mu message eno kikulu ino. Ekigambo ekyokubiri kikulu ino. Obugayiga.
Wealth. Enkulakulana yeife ffeena. Ayi obugayiga bubwo ng'omuntu.
Enkulakulana ife twena ayi obugayiga bubwo ng'omuntu.
Ate n'obwavu.
N'obwavu bwona bubwo ng'omuntu.
Saagala onsiiga obwavu bwo.
Kale obwavu toyinza kuba nti oyenda busiga owundi oteekwa okubwerwana ku mwene okubuvaamu.
Nze nandyagadde kubasiiga obugayiga.
Ye ayenze abe wano ng'ali kubasiga obugayiga.
Omusoga yakikobayira yakoba nti akange kakira kaife.
Omusoga yakobayira nti kange kakira kaife.
So why don't you get that message very clearly?
Message eyo lwaki tugitwala nga nkulu ino nga bweri.
Touch here, touch there, bakwata wali, but the central message is development but also wealth.
Tugema kubire nikubire aye ekikulu kyene kiteeka okuba nti yalo obugayiga n'enkulakulana.
Now if you go to the tarmac road to Iganga to Namutumba, which we tarmacked later, you will find poor people there up to now.
Bw'ojja ku nguudo edatebwa kwira kolansi Iganga ni Namutumba NRM yata kolansi era oyagana abantu bakali abaavu ku nguudo edda kolansi.
This Ijara is very far from a tarmac road.
Igara kirigala ino okuva ku luguudo olwa kolansi.
Because he's in Serere, there is no tarmac road there now yet.
Kuba kiri muserere ezira kolansi akali kutuukayo buti.
The tarmac road ends in Kumi.
Oluguudo lwa kolansi lukoma mu Kumi.
So the tarmac road will come.
Oluguudo lwa kolansi ludda kwidha.
But please don't wait for the tarmac road. Chase poverty from your home.
Aye tosooka kulinda oluguudo lwa kolansi kwidda motandika okulwanisa obwavu ku maka. Tandikirawo okulwanisa okugoba obwavu maka.
I've been telling you that in 1967 when I was a young boy,
abakoberanga bulido nti lukunolwende ekaga n'omukaga nga akali muvubuka mudubudubu nkaga na musanvu.
I went and bought Rwakitura.
Yajja yagula eitaka Rwakitura.
The tarmac road was ending in Lyantonde.
Ate ng'oluguudo lwa kolansi lukoma Lyantonde yire.
No tarmac road, no road even. There was not even a Maram road.
Tiyali oluguudo lwa kolansi nidi lunongo olw'eitaka luno oli ku Maram lwali luzirawo.
No school.
Gazira isomero.
No electricity.
Amasanyalaze gaaliyo.
Aye nze nali noonya obugayiga.
Aye lwakuba ye yali ali kunoonya bugayiga. Obw'okulunda ng'anoonya ettaka lya kulundiraku.
I was looking for wealth of cows.
Ng'anoonya obugayiga obuva mu kulunda ente.
Cows don't eat tarmac road.
Ente tiddirya kolansi.
They don't warm themselves on electricity.
Tidoota amasanyalaze okusuuwa.
The cows need grass.
ente deetaaga bwa isubi.
And there was plenty of grass in Rwakitura.
Ate yabonanga isubi lingi e Rwakitura.
Now the tarmac road came later.
Era oluguudo lwa kolansi lwayita luvainuma.
Electricity came later.
Amasannyalaze gaidye luvainuma.
And found I was already a rich man. Nagagawareera.
Lyajotuuka nga yeegayigayirira era nga mugayiga.
Please my young people, don't be diverted.
Imwe abantu be abato mutakibuzibwabuzibwa.
The third word
ekigambo ekyokusatu
is obuweereza services.
Ekigambo ekyokusatu n'empeereza y'emirimu.
Health,
ebyobulamu,
education,
ebyokusoma,
transport,
ebyentambula.
that is part of service.
Ebyo n'ebimu ku by'empeereza y'emirimu.
And that one we are trying to do that.
Ebyo nga gavumenti tuligezaako obikola.
Because in 1961
lwakuba mu 1960
I was at Ntale.
yali Ntale.
We had so many young people from the whole of Uganda.
Ntale yali abaana abavuka abangi okuva mu Uganda yona yona
coming for A level.
nga baidde okusoma mu misomo gya haya.
There were only 6 A-level schools in the whole of Uganda.
Ebiseera ebyo yaliyo amasomero 6 gonka agasoma ga haya mu Uganda yona yona. Kisubi, Budo, Ntale
for the boys.
Ntale
for the boys.
eri abalenzi.
Then Gayaza, Namagunga, and somebody said Nabingo, although I didn't remember it, but somebody said it was already there.
Ni Nabingo waitaidukira bulungi ayali akyogerako.
So at Ntale we had many boys from Busoga here.
Era Ntale yali abavuka bangi abaali bava e Busoga eno.
Boys like Tuma. Tuma became a reverend later.
Abavuka nga Tuma Mpegane yafuka reverend.
Mudora Chris. Many boys.
N'abalenzi
bangi
abava muno.
Mwiri was not an A-level school.
Ebiseera ebyo Mwiri yali nga ezira haya.
Tororo was not.
Tororo tiyali ne haya. Nabumari tiyali na haya.
All those schools were all O-level or even lower.
Amasomero agona gali gakoma ku O-level oba Cambridge.
You now check Busoga. I did not check, but you can go and check.
Pegano tuizo checkinga Busoga ili atusobola okujja twacheckinga.
How many government A-level schools are there now in Busoga now?
Mpegano bwe tucheckinga masomero ameka agali haya agali mu Busoga mangi ino.
You go and get the figure.
Era tuteeko kinoneza kukikobera abantu bano.
So the buweereza kimwe kwasa ekyo nakyo.
Nga tulikola ku by'okuweereza ekyo tutukyegemya. The
buweereza is much more than ever before.
Obuweereza oba buliwo ino okusinga ne bwaliwo.
Even if there are some sub-counties which do not yet have secondary schools.
Niye aba waliwo nga amasomero getukali otaamu essomero erya secondary.
But I am sure
aye tuli bakakafu
that in the old counties of Busoga now, the old counties,
aye nti magombala gala amakaire gona aga Busoga,
amasaza
aga Busoga, Ageira,
there is now a higher school in each one of them.
Galiwo mpegano amasomero aga haya wona amasomero aga masaza Ageira.
So you should also know that, put it in a context.
Enoni Baba TV Obusoga bulayire.
Even old ones talk about jobs.
Abantu abavuka abatu bogera ku mirimo n'abakaire bona bogera ku mirimo.
Now when they talk of jobs, men are simply talking of government jobs.
Abantu abasiga bogera ku mirimo gya government.
Now this is a misdirection of our people, misdirecting our people.
Ebyo ne bitera okubuzaabuza abantu baife.
In the whole world, government jobs cannot be enough.
Munsi yona emirimu gya government tigisobola kumala, tigitera kumala.
cannot solve the problem of jobs.
Era emirimu gya gavumenti tijinza kumalawo ibula mirimu mu bitundu mu igwanga.
There is internet now.
Waliwo internet mpegano.
Those who know can check.
Ababayidi oba abasobola bayinza okucekinga ku internet baabona kye tuli kwogerako kyali kwogerako.
Country by country.
Okulinga ensi kuvansi wajja ku nsi yo eyindi.
USA, UK, all those countries.
Naga amawanga amanene nga USA nansi amawanga agagamani tuyinza okucekinga twabona.
Emirimu egisinga obungi gisangibwa wa?
Emirimu egisinga obungi gyaganibwawa.
Where are the most of the jobs in all the developed countries?
Munsi edo tetukwogera kulira emirimu tujagana mu biketezo ki?
It is in manufacturing industries,
gyaganibwa mu makolero,
in services like the ones we are talking about.
Nimbi no services tetukwogera ku ngedo okusoma n'ebyo byonna.
A little bit in agriculture.
Transport.
A little bit in agriculture.
Ni mu byokulima mubamuku.
And in ICT.
Emirimu gy'abibiri.
Byakalimagezi. So, here in Uganda,
n'olwekyo wano mu Uganda,
the public service jobs are 480,000.
Wano emirimu egya gavumenti gyebeta egya gavumenti giri 40,000 gonka.
Omulimu gw'owegombola mulimu mulala.
Ng'owegombola kuvaira owegombola ali mulala paka butyaka ali mulala sub county chief.
Omuluka mulimu mulala.
N'omuluka aba mulala muluka.
Badisi Babalanda yabongera ko
ba DC Babalanda mukubira ku mungalo ekyo balangi. Babalanda ko enti atongera ku ba DC ni president atongera ku tumukubire ku mungalo banaifu.
They are now like 4 per district or something.
Empegano muri munga bana buli district.
But that's all.
Nabo bonka.
Even teaching jobs.
Nejo okusomesa.
Here you have said you have got 1,400 children.
Gano kwisomera ano etuli mukobye enti mulina abaana 14.
If there is in our time,
mbisera byaife,
one teacher was teaching 40 people.
Mbisera byaife ngomusomesa asomesa abaana 40.
So you can calculate. Suppose we use our method. How many teachers do you need for the 1,400 people?
Singa tukozesa enkoleyo eyeera aba musomesa mulala abaana 40 tuyinza n'okubalamu wano basomesa bameka abeetagisa wano ku 14.
But I think for now we are saying one teacher for, is it 60 or 50?
Mpegano kiri amuti amusomesa mulala ali kusomesa hagati y'abaana 5 ku 6.
So if all the children in the government schools, they are like maybe 9 million.
Singa abana banabona mu government masomero ga government bayera milioni nga 9.
Even the private ones, they should also have the same formula.
Bona butinzo kosa enkola nenda yokubalirireyo.
Even the private ones.
Naga private.
You can calculate, see how many teaching jobs are there.
Era tuyinza okumanya emirimu egy'obusomesa emeka egiri mu Uganda nga tukozesa embalirireyo.
The army, you can calculate how many number of soldiers do we need.
Abasirikale abamagye tuyidi namba bameka betulinabo mu igwanga.
The police.
Abasirikale n'abapolisi.
The local government.
Ni local government.
All together those jobs are now 480,000 in a population of 46 million.
Awona wabagaita abasirikale n'emirimu gya abantu abakola mu local government n'egya abasomesa emirimu giri 48 gyonka.
IBT, when you get it, now, even today, as I speak now, when you see the job NRM has done with the Makorero, with factories, let us see on the Ritimbi how many jobs are there.
Abayinza tulaga ku Litimbawo mirimu emeka egiri makolero buti NRM je creatinze. Kulutimbawo.
Show us some of the factories.
Laga kwawo factories
Ezimu.
edimu. Ngano musoga mulini bidiko mulina dilage kwawo.
Okay, you freeze it there. Freeze it there. Put it properly in the center. Put the picture in the center properly. You can see that number of people in just one factory.
Mulibona namba eyo abali kumpi n'entimba ezo abo bali mu factory endala.
Now, you have heard that altogether the government jobs are 480,000.
Muvakiwulira nga nkyogeraku nti mu gavumenti wona emirimu gya gavumenti giri 48 gyonka.
But now, since the NRM started repairing Uganda,
kasoka NRM buti kasoka NRM etandika okwiza engulu Uganda n'ogiza obuyaka.
We now have 1.2 million jobs in the factories.
Buti mpegano tulina emirimu milioni ndala n'emitwalo 2 mu factories.
And we are just beginning.
Ete ijjo gyakatandika.
Already the factory jobs are almost 3 times the number of government jobs.
Buli kiseera ojokwesa nti enamba eya factory emirimu egiri mu factory jikubyamu emirimu 3 emirimu egya government.
In the services, there are 5 million jobs.
Mumpeereza mulimu emirimu milioni 5.
Now, agriculture alone can create a lot of jobs.
Byona biza okutwala emirimu mingi.
Let's see how many jobs the other boy Byamukama has created since he started just 4 years ago.
Katubone omwami oyo Byamukama emirimu gya kataawo emyaka 3 gyonka egibise tubone bwali kutambula. Can we have volume?
We are now at our 4-acre demonstration farm. The land we have here is approximately 4 acres. This is a farm we started 2 years back here, 2.5 years back. And on this farm, we have a half acre of pineapple. We have cows for zero grazing. We have 12 of them for zero grazing, 2 which are giving us milk. We have poultry, about 25,000 birds, but only 11,000 are giving us eggs. And we have 1 acre of grass. We have piggery, those are very many. And 1 acre of coffee mixed with banana. Where we are, this is a 4-acre model farm. I did this activity to teach my voters, lead by example, so that my voters can learn what measure the president tells the public. This is an initiative I learned from the president sometime back when he sent me to learn to Kaumu, to Kisozi. I copied what I copied, this is what I came up with. And you will see as we move, or that side, this side, that's my 4-acre model farm. The house as well. I don't sleep here, but if I will sleep here, the house as well is seated on this 4-acre model farm. When you get like the half an acre of pineapple per harvest, you get about 4.5 million. When you get the cows per month, because there are 2 which are giving me milk, each one gives me 12 liters per day, you get about 1.4 per month, because the breeds which we got at first were not giving good milk. But we have got some cows which they tell us they are giving about 25 to 30 liters, and we know by the end of this year they will have produced, and we see When you look at poultry, out of the 25,000 birds, it's only 11,000 giving me eggs. Others are soon giving me, and I get 302 trays per day minimally, because 11,000 birds are supposed to give me 366 trays. But because of the feeding method of deep litter, I don't get all the eggs. I get 302 trays per day minimally. When you look at the piggery, in a month, I can get about between 150 and 180 piglets. But those I don't sell, I give to my neighbors prayer. When you look at coffee, we haven't started harvesting, but generally coffee here, if you have harvested well, per acre you get between 12 million, 15 million. But now the banana which is in coffee, we're already eating, and per month I may get like 40 bunches, I get some good, but majorly here, what is giving me money? They are the pineapples, the 4.5 million per harvest, and I harvest twice a year. You will see, even as now, there are those which I can harvest for my friends to take. Then the poultry, it gives me 302 trays. That is per day. Then I sell in a month, you can get a net profit of 55 million. Because you get 108 million, but you can't get all that. You have to buy feeds, pay workers, pay electricity. Remain with 55